this isn't going to be cooked and that shit's poison. I'm in the process of buying a house, so half my time's taken up by signing fucking paperwork and filling it over a rainbow towards a solicitor who never emails me back or calls me back or does any of what I think I'm paying him to do, but c'est la vie. Okay, my little legends, let's add a cheeky Nandos. Right, so this is going to be another short video. I'm trying to do some more short form videos because A, I'm struggling to find the time to edit longer ones. Longer ones tend to not get watched as much or watched as long. People tend to start watching them and then give up. I'm in the process of buying a house, so half my time's taken up by signing fucking paperwork and filling it over a rainbow towards a solicitor who never emails me back or calls me back or does any of what I think I'm paying him to do, but c'est la vie. Now, all over Europe, well, say all over the UK, I think they're in Europe, might be all over the world. I think they started in South Africa. There's a peri-peri chicken shop called a Nandos. Other peri-peri chicken shops do exist. I quite like their chicken burgers that are not like a breaded chicken fillet, but are just a chicken thigh that is fried. Now, I've already started marinating this because I didn't actually think I was going to make a video out of this, and I realised whilst I got to this stage and I was going to cook it, I was like, oh, this is only going to take 5 minutes. I should turn this into a video. Bosh. Right. This is a chicken thigh. Buy a whole chicken and fillet the thighs. Buy bone-in chicken thighs, take the skin off, take the bone out. Can't really have a burger with a bone in it, can you? If you're cooking a stew or you're cooking a curry or whatever, leave the bones in, more flavour. In a burger, don't want to really have to navigate around a thigh bone. Also take the skin off, cut off any extra bits of fat because you don't want to super flare up, especially if you're cooking this indoors. You want it quite open and flat, so sometimes you get a chicken breast that's quite chunky at one side but thinner at the other. You can slice that open a bit more, butterfly it, or put it underneath some cling film, mallet it out, hammer it out, tenderizer, smash it gently so it's nice and uniform thickness. I'm going to go with the one chicken thigh because I had a chicken thigh to use up, so I thought I'd make this for late lunch, early dinner sort of thing. The marinade is a classic sort of marinade for peri-peri stuff. It's got a spiciness and it's got an acidity to it. So the amounts that I would use if I was making a dinner for, say, making 4 burgers, I'd have 4 chicken thighs. Really, you should be using Birdseye chilli because that is the peri-peri chilli. By all means, use a milder, just plain red chilli. Should really be red. You can use green, but it's going to change the colour a little bit. I'd say use one Birdseye chilli, maybe 2, or go nuts, use habaneros or Scotch bonnets if you like it super spicy. I mean, Birdseye chillis are already pretty spicy, but it's completely up to you. Then there's also some acid in there, so I like to use sherry vinegar or red wine vinegar. Some places say it should be lemon, you can use both, either or, that's completely up to you. Some smoked paprika, great bit of colour, and it also helps with, to get some smokiness in there, because again, we're cooking it over a barbecue, we're cooking it over inside grill. This is medium heat, preheating. Whilst we're going through this actually, might as well start toasting our bun. Regardless of what type of burger you're making, the number one thing you can do to elevate that burger, in my opinion, is always toast your buns. Get a plate out as well, just to be on the safe side. So yeah, so in a food processor, in a liquidizer, in a hand chopper, blender, in a pestle and mortar, for 4 chicken breast burgers, 2 or 4 chicken thighs, I usually go with 1 Birdseye chilli, 1 standard red chilli, just because I don't want it super spicy, de-seed them both, and also that adds a bit more of a sort of floral fruitiness, just adds more body to it. Then I also add a teaspoon of sherry vinegar, decent pinch of salt, decent glug of olive oil, just to loosen it up and make it more of a marinade. And then I would also mince in or crush in 1 big chunky fat garlic clove, biggest clove I can find. Blitz that all together. Oh, and like a 1/4 teaspoon of smoked paprika. I mean, if you really don't like it spicy at all, leave out the chilies, just add a little bit more paprika. Or you can use, if you know you can handle the spice of, say, a chili powder or cayenne pepper, add a bit of that to get that bit of heat in there. But yeah, blitz that all up together, whack your chicken in with it, add as much olive oil as you need to sort of loosen it down so you've got enough to coat all your chicken. Put it in a bowl, marinate it at least an hour, I would say. This has been in there for 4. You can go overnight, but you don't want to go too long because those acids will start to break down the chicken. To go with that, we've got some coleslaw. I made this a couple of days ago. It's finely shredded, finely sliced sweetheart cabbage, red cabbage, grated carrot, thinly sliced onion, bit of mayonnaise, not a hell of a lot of mayonnaise. And then what I tend to do as well is before I tuck the chicken in it, I take some of the marinade and put it in there just to kind of balance it all together. Obviously, you want to do that before you chuck the chicken in there because this isn't going to be cooked and that shit's poison. You haven't got to make a slaw, bit of mayo, bit of lettuce. Works quite well, bit of rocket or a load of watercress with some mayo. Beautiful. Also, add a bit of acidity as well. I like some pickled jalapenos. These are my own homemade pickled jalapenos. Link up in the top here, wherever the top corner is, around here, for my homemade jalapenos. Bosh. Also, fake American cheese. It's not fake cheese, it's real cheese. The bun as well. I found these in my Budgeons. It's like a convenience store around the corner. Like really nice rustic sort of burger bun sort of jobbies. Whatever your favourite burger bun or roll or anything. I think this is like a traditional type of Portuguese bread they serve these in Nandos, but it's completely up to you. Bit of oil on your flat top. That's why I like the squirty oil, because I can, when I'm not running out, direct it exactly where I want it. On there with your chicken. Right. Now what I do at this point, just leave it. Let it sit there. The sugars and the garlic and the sherry vinegar and all those sort of things, and even the sugar and the chilli as well. They're going to like caramelise a bit on the bottom there. You're going to get some nice charring. Do this in a pan. Do this under the grill if you want. Do this. This would be great on a barbecue as well if you've got a quick gas barbecue that you can get fired up easily. It's going to stick to begin with, but it will, as it chars, it will release. And a bit longer because you really do want to develop some nice char. So once you start developing a bit of char, flip it over. Get the other side going. Right, and what we can do as well while we're waiting is, I like the slaw on top of the chicken. So if we make the burger upside down, so this is the, oh, what's it called? Is it not called the lid, is it? The crown. Crown of the burger. Go in there, on there, a bit of our slaw, much as little as you want. Right, now directly underneath that will be a slice of cheese. So now, when our chicken's done, you can go on there with the chicken, on the chicken with another bit of cheese. Then I like to have the pickles or pickled jalapenos or whatever you're using, if at all, on the bottom. So they can go underneath that cheese and then that goes on top and flip the old jobby over. Bosh. So what you can do as well is I've got the back part of this much cooler. So once you've got a good char on that, it's not probably going to be cooked all the way through because it is quite thick at one end. So once you've got a level of char that you're happy with, you move it off to the cooler side and just let it cook through. If you've got any worries, slice into it, use a temperature thermometer. Make sure it's cooked properly because obviously, as we all know, chicken is blooming poison. But yeah, let that go till it's done and then we'll finish putting it together. So I didn't hit record. Finished cooking, took it off, put it in the bun, put the cheese on top, jalapenos on the bottom, add a nice bit of acidity, put the bottom on, flipped it over, cut it in half so you can get a cross section. Voila. Gorgeous. You can buy the Nandos marinades and rubs and all that sort of stuff. If you want to use those, by all means do. But chances are, you've got some vinegar or some lemon or lime. Use whatever you've got. Add a bit of garlic to it. If you like chillies, you've probably got chillies. Add some chillies to it. Mash it all up. Cut it all up. Blitz it all up. Blend it all up. Whack it on the chicken. Leave it. Cook it. It's going to be fresher. It's going to be nicer. And you're going to be using stuff you've already got. If you buy a big jar of Nandos or other peri-peri sauce jar, you can use a certain amount of it, and it's going to live in the back of your cupboard for however bloody long again and just get thrown away. Use the fresh stuff, it's much nicer. There you go, chuck some lettuce in there or whatever, but it's a gorgeous lovely sandwich, burger, whatever you want to call it. Quick and easy to make, it's great for lunch, great for a dinner. Chuck it with some chips or do some rice with it or corn on the cob, whatever you like. But yeah, I'm going to go demolish that, and like I said, really busy, but I'm trying to do some more shorter little videos I can just chuck together and barely ever need to edit. So yeah, alright party people. I'll see you when I see you. Adios.